Hey, what up, everybody? It's your boy Eric, aka the Small Town Loser. We're going to be talking to you guys today about small town loser energy. What we're doing, we're trying to win without pretending that we have it all figured out. And I get it. I named this podcast Small Town Losers, which sounds crazy until you grow up in a small town and realize how accurate that feels. And if this podcast is for you, cool. Because this is the Small Town Loser, a podcast about trying to win without pretending I have it all figured out. I'm just taking life, overthinking, and whatever's been on my mind, that's what I talk about. And that's the thing, like, when it comes to the term small town loser, it doesn't actually mean like I'm a loser or like being from a small town, you're a loser. That's not really what it's all about. Truthfully, I don't like hate myself. I'm not like trying to derail myself or like make myself feel like I'm something less. Pretty much what it is like I'm feeling like that capable of more feeling. It's like everything that people talk about in a small town and like what people care about in a small town really doesn't suffice. Like, I want to be more. I want to like own my own business, or I want to strive in the podcast world or with music or whatever it is. And a lot of people don't want that. Like, they talk about it and they have all these dreams and aspirations, but in reality, like, they don't really want to do the work to do it. It just sounds fun. And then a lot of them just end up working in the same town, doing the same thing in the same way. And I'm not hating that. If that's something that you want for yourself, totally cool. And you should do that, make the best out of where you're at. It's just for me and what I want to do, I just want more, I want to be in the public eye. I want to be on YouTube and trying to build a whole thing with that and my brand and try to influence people in a way to just want to be able to do more and just enjoy themselves and be more of themselves instead of like this washed down, watered down version of themselves. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like, when you grow up in a small town, I really feel like a lot of people have already like peaked, right? Like, they already had their football, high school career type vibe going, and they start to like always start regurgitating the same stories to kind of live in that hype of the glory days, and they're only like 25. The thing is like some people that when you interact with them and you want to do more, I feel like they're always just settled. Like, they have all this talent and they can do all these great things and they could be something crazy, but they settle in a small town just with no aspirations to do anything but just the bare minimum of just trying to either, just buy a house, live in a small area, raise their kids and do whatever. And that's the thing, like, there's nothing wrong with that. For me personally, like, I want to give my family more. I want to have more and just see where the potential of who I can be, just go from there. And that's what and the thing is like some of those people that you want to have in your circle who are doing these big things, they left. They moved. They did other things. They're like out there with their bachelor degree and living in the life that you want to live. And that's kind of another thing too. It's like trying to, I guess, have your cake and eat it too, because you don't really want to move because you love your town and you love the people that you're around. But at the same time, it's like those people don't want the same things you do. They don't want to aspire or like to go forward in being like a rapper or like a podcaster or anything along those lines. They're just cool. Like, they're just living their lives, and that's totally fine. But for me personally, like, I feel like I can give more to my family and I can do more and just live a lifestyle that I want to live. And a lot of times people here don't really understand that. They think you're foolish or they think you're weird, and then they try to like belittle you for trying and doing something. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy how that works, but it feels like it happens a lot because they're afraid of it. Like, they're afraid to change in their small town mindset. And sometimes it makes me feel like the odd man out and the loser because I'm trying to like be something different. And because of that, it's fighting against the grain of what the small town lifestyle is. And so they just like try to like wash you down and like move you out or like hate on you for it. It's just crazy. But at the same time, you got to give a shout out to those people out there who support you, because there are other people out there. And that's why I made this podcast, for those people who want to do more and want to be more and be entertained, obviously in a different way. Because I feel like in my hometown, we tend to want to do things, but it seems like there's always that void telling us that it's stupid to do it. So that's why I'm doing it, so that we can just have the, like, some sort of example that we could just do it. So why not just do it, you know? And I feel like the bar is so low because there's so little people who are just being consistent enough to just get it. So it's like, hey, if it's up for grabs, I might as well just try, you know what I mean? Because if not, it's like, who else is gonna do it? You know, you're gonna watch somebody else just live their best dreams. It's crazy talk, but that's kind of how it goes in a small town. They're always just waiting for the next person to go out and do whatever, and when they come back the hometown hero, then they start supporting, then they start wanting to be around it. And maybe that sounds like a hater on my part, which is far from the truth. All I really want to do is just try to show my family that they can be whatever it is that they want to be. And they can put in, as long as they go out and put in the effort to do it, you can be whatever you want. And if you don't make the mark, imagine how much further in life at least you'll go compared to everybody else who just chose not to do anything. I want to be able to put that example out there, not only for just my family, but for any one of you guys, because maybe you guys can be the best at whatever it is that you want to do. If it's Twitch, or if it's some sort of artist thing, if it's something I can't even fathom, you know, and you want to be the best at that. Maybe you don't hit that mark, but maybe you be like 20 times better than what you thought you were ever going to be, and you can live some sort of lifestyle that you feel is the best outcome for you. I think the main thing that really breaks people from actually starting and going for it, everybody who's part of your circle or like the town that you grow up in is going to start to see what you're doing. Those people are like, even if you don't necessarily care what they think, because everybody says that, the fact is, it's like everyone who knows you or even remotely knows you is going to have an opinion about it, about you starting. And if they see you, it's kind of nerve-wracking. Like for me, I make a lot of like rap videos and I do a lot of TikToks, and so it's really terrifying when I try to film in Weezer where I'm at. But when I'm in like the next town over or a couple towns over, like it's so much easier for me, because then I know that I'm not going to see my middle school bully or whatever, right? And I feel like a lot of people tend to be so weirded out by that, and they start to always have an opinion about it. Like when I first started, there was like these couple of groups of people who would always have some sort of issue and write vague posts about me, about how like, oh, well, you're doing this wrong and you're doing that wrong, and this is why you can't be a part of this, and this is why you can't be a rapper. You got to just stop now because you're not making the music that I like. And people do that. Like everybody's going to have some sort of opinion about what you're doing, and they're going to sit there and belittle you and talk trash about you because they can't see themselves actually going up and being that, or trying to like they're trying to persuade you to stop because they can't persuade themselves to go out and start, because it's so impossible for anybody to do it. I mean, look, I'm here right now with just a small recording system that didn't cost me very much, and a computer that I bought by trading for another computer that I had way back in the day. And that's how I started. Just like you, I'm using my iPhone right here just to go in and record all that. And people can't fathom that. They think it's like the most insane thing ever. You need all this stuff and you need to have this eye. But it's like, bro, we have to fail every day. And we have to do it in the public eye because we want the public eye to see us, but we don't want the eyes that know us to see us. And that's kind of where things get scary. But we can make it happen. Like in all avenues, we just have to push forward after that and accept the hatred that comes from these people, because you have to remember that they are so worried about looking stupid, and they're so worried about like failing. But that's part of the journey. We have to be the ones to fail. And trust me, I have failed and failed and failed and failed. I'm a rapper in his 30s. Okay? That's embarrassing to some. But I've been doing it for so long, it's like I can't not do it. And I'm doing the podcast stuff because I just want to be able to reach out to you guys and be able to inspire somebody to go out and do the same thing I'm doing. Go look dumb in front of people, because it's terrifying. It is, but people always are going to be sitting there watching, talking smack about you. But the best part about that is that it's going to let people know about you more, and it's going to get other people to watch you. And the more people that watch you, the algorithm is definitely going to just start feeding that to more people and more people. So let them hate. That's what I do. And when you're more consistent, a lot of the times, dude, those people are long gone. They go back to doing their 9-to-5 job, doing whatever that is that it is. In my small town, it's either you're working in an onion shed, you're working at Champion, which is nothing wrong with either one, or they're like working at some grocery store or whatever. It's like, cool, let them be. I'm working out as a cashier too, bro. But it's like, we're just trying to do more after the fact. And that's where people get upset, because they don't want you to be doing more, because then it has to make them want to do more to be able to be a winner, because they think they're winning doing nothing, being at the bar, chilling, doing whatever. And it's like, bro, I don't want that. I don't want my kids to have that, or to even them to think that that's all they can do and that's all they're going to be. It's like, nah, bro, we got to make something happen. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's just kind of like the whole situation, man. Like, people start to go in all crazy. Like, they start to be upset with you. They start to be mad because you're trying to make this happen. And it's so sad, dude, because it's like, with everything, you start things publicly, you start going to the gym, you start making a brand, you start building a podcast, and you start doing stuff and sharing it. Like, everybody's going to start seeing it. They're going to be mad. And it's so terrifying, because you want the video to be perfect. You want to be like all these people that you see on YouTube, but sometimes you're just not that person yet. They have tons and tons of reps that they're doing at it through the whole situation, and they're just constantly creating and constantly making and constantly failing and learning and asking everyone to like, share, and subscribe, just like you should. You guys should be definitely doing that. Y'all should be out here liking, sharing the stuff, subscribing to the podcast, because you guys love it so much, because I'm so awesome. That's just kind of like how it works, like, you have to be able to lose and fail and have people talk smack about you, because those people are the ones that are going to get you famous. And I think that's the best way to go about it, because even if they do hate you and they're so mad that you are doing it, it turns into this awesome thing that they start to become more motivated. And that's really what you want at the end of the day, because, or at least I do personally, like, I want my haters to win, and I want them to be able to live their lives and have a better lifestyle than where they would have been if they just would have never had me. And if they didn't have me to hate, they never would do anything. So hopefully, in the grand scheme of it all, that they just do something cool and be cool, and I'm cool with them. So it's all love at the end of the day. So I hope y'all are out here doing whatever it is that you do. Just know that when you're out here succeeding, even in the small wins and the small loses, you're motivating your haters to do better, because they have to do something to be able to hate on you, or else they're just going to shut up and move on. So either way, it's a win-win. But hey, in the grand scheme of it all, if I fail, I'm going to see y'all at Walmart anyway. So you'll probably see me over there working, or you're going to see me at Nectar Cannabis just still selling weed. So either way, I'm going to be doing all right. And that's the thing, like, at least we can go in our day knowing that we did something to actually try and figure out a better life for ourselves, right? Because at the end of the day, you're going to be everybody else that's on the couch not doing nothing. And I have been him 170 billion times, where I could have done something and I chose not to, and wasted more time of my day and my life doing nothing. So I might as well fill my time up doing something cool that at least I can go back and enjoy and feel like, dang, I did that. Do y'all ever feel like that? Do you guys ever just feel like there's something that you guys want to do, or like there's something out there that you guys want to be like, or you want to try, even if it just sounds so stupid because of your age or because of your knowledge or because you don't know anybody? That's kind of like the whole gist of it. Like, we're here because there's a lot of people out there in the world that are doing X, Y, and Z. I watch a lot of YouTube, watching like people that I know on stages, making music, doing whatever. And I've always just wanted to do stuff like that. I was the kid, like 6 or 7, listening to R&B love songs out here trying to practice the dance moves and not knowing anything about choreography, just wanting to sing and grab the rein just like all my favorite singers did. I wanted to be that person, and so I tried because it looked so cool. And the fact is, it's like, dude, you can do whatever it is that you want to do too. It just takes you going out there and choosing to do it. But what is it that stops us? Comparison, right? The culture of comparing ourselves every day to somebody else, because you can see them winning, but then you're like, oh, but they have the production team, they have the writers, they have the singers, they have this, they have that, they got everything in between. But the fact is, it's like, how'd they start? Just like you know, you can't compare yourself to these people online who've been winning for like, been doing this and losing for like 20 years, 10 years, 13 years, whatever it is. You know, people are out here and they've lost time and time and time and time again, and they've sat there and kept grinding and kept going to make it, and then they slowly invest in themselves and keep making things happen and keep make it growing. And that's kind of like the whole gist of it, is that people tend to fall off because they're seeing other people win and not them. The roads that certain people have, and not everybody in the world starts from the same place. And that's what we have to realize, is that just because you have to work a little bit harder, or you have to start a little bit further back compared to somebody else, doesn't mean that you can't win too. Maybe it takes a little bit longer, but it's not going to kill your drive. Like my uncle always told me, and it's funny because I told this to my kid yesterday or today. My Uncle Mondo, he grew up shorter than most people. You know, we're not the tallest folk. We're more from the Hobbit land. He said for him to run and beat people in races, he had to run faster. So he had to train more after track or whatever to go and be faster so that he could beat the people who were taller than him. And that's just kind of how it is in life, right? We have to work, and we have to sometimes put in a little bit more work than somebody else because we don't get something, or we don't have that power, or whatever you want to call it. You know, we don't have that platform to be at. We have to work a little bit harder. We have to build the platform first because we weren't given the concrete already pre-mixed and pre-poured or whatever. So it's like we have to be that person and try to figure it out. And sometimes it's going to take you longer. I mean, dude, I'm 33 years old trying to be a rapper, you know. I think Jelly Roll was like 39 or something. I got 6 years. We figure it out. But there's people out there that like already see me as grandpa status, you know what I mean? And so like I'm just one guy with some mental health disorders out here trying to start a podcast in his midlife crisis, I guess. I don't know. But it's like, that's the thing. It's like, no matter where we are in life, we can be something. We can make it happen, even if we feel that we're behind. You know, you're not as far behind as you think you are. And the best part is, there's so many people who quit, and so many people that just stop because they didn't get the results, that if you just stay consistent enough, that you can win. Because the more that you do it, the more reps you put in, the better you're gonna be. So you might as well just keep on grinding and keep on going, because A, B, and C are just gonna quit anyways. So why not? Why not just be the person to just win because you just didn't give up? That's all it is. Look how many people out there in the world are better than where they are just because of the fact that they showed up every day and kept doing it. Even at my job. I'm not trying to be crazy, but I'm like, there's probably way better people, way smarter people at my job that smoke weed on a daily basis and know more about their job than I do. But because I show up every day and I'm doing every X thing, X, Y, and Z at my job, I was able to get a raise and become a lead just because I said, hey, I'll do it. But the only reason that I got it was because I was like, hey, I'll do it. That's it. That's what it is. That's what it takes. It's just being the person to say, hey, I'll do it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep repping 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 it. And then again, when you feel tired and you don't want to rep it again. Do it again. That's it. That's what it turns to be. At the end of it all, if you don't do it, imagine that window that you missed because you quit. And then you could have been that person that had this awesome podcast, and then somebody else comes in and takes your idea because you didn't want to be the one to do it. And maybe you would even have done it better, but because they were there first or because they did it, they got it done, and now they're the person going out there getting the win. Don't you want the dub? And the thing is, it's like we have to be patient and we have to go forward and we have to keep doing it and keep showing up after we get our butts kicked, after our podcast looks stupid, after we look dumb in our music video, after we look stupid trying to like make a song that sounds like trash. It happens, but you have to be that person to keep going and making it happen. And if not, then you're the only reason why you didn't win, because you quit and you thought it wasn't the best idea, and then you just go on with your life. And guess what? And if it isn't the best idea, the beautiful thing about quitting is that you can start something else afterwards. Move. There's a new lane for you. And that's what you got to do. You just got to make that happen for you and make that happen the best way that you can for yourself. That's it. That's the beauty of it. And you can go as hard as you want. You can make it as chill as you want and then go from there. That's just the thing about it, is that people tend to not realize that you just have to show up and keep showing up. And eventually, if you keep showing up and you keep investing in yourself and you keep making things happen, you're eventually going to win something. You know, I got a homie right now at Barbell Gym who started in a storage shed buying products while he was working 2 jobs, and now has one of the most sickest gyms in the Treasure Valley, has won awards for it. Okay, if he can do that, working 2 jobs, living at his mom's house, putting stuff away, you can do it. There's a million ways to win. You just got to be the one to go out there and get it. And that's the thing about it, man. It's like, what are you going to do today to benefit you tomorrow? And then what are you going to do tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day to just win, baby? That's it. Let me be the one to explain something to you. Okay, I don't have it all figured out. I'm not a guru. I'm not winning. I'm not making hella money. I'm working a 9 to 5 just like you guys. And let's face it, dude, I 100% of the time have compared my day 1 to somebody's day 300. And that's the thing about it, dude. It's like, it's so easy to talk about it and it's so easy to make it happen. But in reality, like, we can truly do it just by going in and not worrying so much about what everybody else thinks about it. Like, yes, endure the constructive criticism of how you can be better. Talk to people who are doing better than you in the field that you want to be in, and talk to them about how they're doing it. And somebody, if you knock on enough doors, is going to answer and help you in some way, shape, or form. It's not going to be everybody, because let's face it, being in this rap game, in the rap scene, I have had hundreds of artists come and go. You know, there's lots of people who try to say they're the best in this way and the best in that way, and they like, there's just a lot of gatekeepers out there that are going to try and like break you down. But if you just keep asking all the artists around the area, somebody is going to have something to help you with and put their efforts in to help you when you help them. It turns into, at the end of the day, it's like, how can you help somebody and how can they help you and how can you build that network to make it happen? And that's what it is. You know, it's crazy because I feel like here's the thing, that everybody online is rich at 23 apparently, and everybody online is like, has it all figured out, and they're all making all the best moves and they're doing all the best things. Bruh, let me tell you, okay, in this rap game stuff that people be doing, half of them be talking about how much money they got. They can't afford like a hat. They can't afford to invest in themselves in this way and that way. They can sell drugs, they could do this, they could do that, but the fact is, it's like, you know, they're doing all this stuff, they're flexing all this jewelry and all these things that they bought off Temu, but half these people don't have it figured out. The gurus don't got it figured out. People don't got it figured out. You just got to do what's best for you. Keep showing up and keep making it happen. Do your efforts to try and talk with people to help them and offer them help so that they can help you. and then just build that network out there to be able to make the best of it. And that's all it is. You know, it's constantly trying to make the best things happen for you so that you can get the best out of life and make those things happen. It sounds crazy, but it takes time, and it just takes giving some love to people, showing love to people, and allow that love to come back to you. That's it. You know, I think what's crazy is like growing up in this small town, I had like, there's a lot of people out there, bro, with like the small town dreams versus the small town reality. Like growing up, I had a group of friends that I wanted to make this YouTube channel with, kind of like I guess it would be kind of more like Smosh, how Smosh is now compared to like what it was back then. Like we wanted to make skits with all our friends, and you know, and then we were like, oh, everybody was so excited about it. Like I bought lights, we got laptops, we got cameras, we did all sorts of stuff, bro. But then you realize, like further on down the road, like, okay, we made the Facebook, we had all the stuff, you know, we made all the things happen. And when it was time to start writing and making the skits and doing all that stuff and putting all the work into it, and you have a group of people that you're trying to do all this with, like it starts to get extra hard. Like you start thinking like, oh man, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna make this happen. And then this person is sad, this person has this problem, this person has these things going on, this person wants to do this but they don't like doing that. And it's like you start delegating everybody's roles to them without communicating, and the next you know, you have an idea of what this is, these people have an idea what this is, and it just turns out to a bunch of people in a small town doing nothing. We started sitting there and just started bullshitting. We started playing video games together. We started talking about how we were going to do this and we were going to do that. And next thing you know, nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. We ended up having a fallout. To be honest, like what ended up happening, I think I turned into like Genghis Khan and tried to make like this whole thing and take over the whole thing. And my friends was like, dude, they had like a secret, they had a whole secret meeting about it. They all went over to one person's house. They decided that they were going to talk to each other about what they thought about me, and like, and basically just like coming up with a fake call to just call in sick, but for life. They're call in dead. You know what I mean? And just be like, nah, we're not about that. We're done. We're not doing that. And that's the thing about it. It's like, bro, we have this whole thing that we want to do, and you have like this whole dream, but the reality of it is it's like all of us weren't even capable of going out there and doing it because one person really didn't want it. They just like to talk to themselves or talk out loud and do that whole thing. Another person has like wants to do it, but they don't want it, and it just turns into that. Like everybody wants something different or didn't want anything at all. They were just excited and thought that it would be a cool idea until you like have to actually go out and do it. It's crazy, man. Like I don't know how many times that's happened, and I've done that to myself. You know, I had dreams by 21, 23, 25. I was going to be this big rapper and I was going to do all these things, but like life happens, you know, like life happens. I remember one time I bought $1,000 worth of merch, and I was like, put it on my credit card. Merch, I had no idea what to sell, you know, like it just had my logo on it. It was black, and it was like I had 3 different types of like girl tank tops, and I had like PE shorts, the school edition like PE shorts. I had normal shirts for guys and girls, and I had like goofy looking hats and everything else. And like I didn't even have a fan base, I didn't have anything. I was like, I'm gonna prove the world, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna get it done. When you have those dreams and then you start to have life afterwards, I didn't think about the fact that I had to pay back that. I didn't have music really. I wasn't really going out there and doing a bunch of shows. I wasn't really doing anything to bring that together. So I'm just this dude with like a mountain of black like clothes of women and men. Looked like I stole it from like a youth ranch or some shit. Like it wasn't even like shit that made sense. I just ended up making like, I just bought like a whole bunch of like random clothes that were kind of like cheaper. It was pretty embarrassing, I ain't gonna lie, dude. And it's like, what, you know, I'm gonna sell it to the same 5 friends. You know, it's like these people don't really have it like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just like I thought I had this crazy idea that I was gonna be this like big next time rapper. I mean, didn't even really be making music like that. I didn't really have a lot of shows go out. And I went on tour, did this whole little thing, and it ended up being okay. But bro, when I came back, like, had no money. I didn't have. Uh, I had a whole bunch of merch still left over. I kind of gave up in the mix of it all, like, because it was like I had this dream that it was all gonna work out, and then I quit because it didn't work out. Instead of doing, and this is why I'm telling y'all, like, I am the small town loser because I am just doing everything that I can to just keep losing, apparently, and just trying to not give up because I feel like I really know that there's something more out there, not just for me, but like for people out there that are listening to this. Like, I believe in you. And the fact is, it's like, I know that if I feel this way, that I feel like there's something destined to me, like I feel like this is going to work and what I'm doing, this is what I'm meant to do in life. Like, I know there's other people out there in the world that are in the same boat who feel like, yeah, I'm going to be something. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And that's really that's what I'm talking to. That's what I'm aiming at, because I want you guys to be able to go out there and just win, bro. And like, for real though, like, I wish I could, as this podcast goes along, I'm going to show you guys like way more, like we're going to have a bunch of stories and a bunch of dumb stuff that I did, and we're going to reach into that, but not today. You know, it's just the intro. So we don't want to get too crazy into that. Cause like, look, let's just be real, man. I don't have it figured out. I'm still here, still trying, still building, and this podcast is just a part of that. You know, and that's kind of like the whole thing. Like, I'm not trying to win. You know, I'm just not pretending like I already did. That's the whole thing of it. We're not trying to give you guys all this crazy advice. I'm just emptying my heart out to y'all. When it comes to being like the small town loser out here, I want to be able to show you guys like it's really just about going out and doing it. We always have to try and figure something out for ourselves. And you guys can do it. You guys can be whatever it is that you want to be in life. And guess what? I'm just an idiot that's out here just trying to lose 100 times until it makes itself the win. You know, until I make myself a win. And that's kind of like how it goes. But you know, at the end of it all, I hope that you guys are doing all right. I hope you guys are out here winning in life. And if you're not, I hope you guys are out here trying, because at the end of it all, like, you deserve to be good. You deserve to have that try and that attempt to be something in your life, whatever the heck it is that is. The fact is, man, is like, if you ever felt like a small town loser with big thoughts, you're not alone. Drop a comment if you relate, and if you made it out, I'll catch you on the next episode, man. You guys just have a wonderful day. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all. Keep being that small town loser. And drop a comment below if you like anything from this. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so that we can make sure that we're doing the best for you. I love y'all. And just remember, it's higher thinking, higher living.